In 2017, a case unlike any other stunned communities across the United States. It was a story of reunion that spiraled into unimaginable darkness, of familial bonds that twisted into tragedy, and of a love that crossed forbidden lines, leaving devastation in its wake. This is the story of Steven and Katie Pladl. Steven Pladl grew up like many others, navigating the trials and tribulations of youth. But his life took a surprising turn in his late teens when he fathered a child with his girlfriend. Unable to provide for the baby, they made the difficult choice to place her for adoption. The child, named Katie, was adopted by a loving family and grew up in a supportive home far away from her biological parents. Although the full details of Katie's upbringing is unknown, but it was said that the adopted parents were loving and gave Katie all she ever asked or needed. While many adopted children thrive and feel loved in caring adoptive families, adoption can bring complex feelings and challenges that vary greatly from one child to another. Some children feel completely secure and loved, viewing their adoptive family as their own, while others may struggle with questions about their identity, origins, and the circumstances of their adoption, even within a supportive family. As Katie turned 18, curiosity about her origins stirred within her. She reached out to her biological family, hoping to reconnect, to fill in the gaps in her story. In August 2016, she met her birth parents, Steven and Alyssa Pladl, and was welcomed back into their lives. They embraced her with open arms, thrilled to finally know the daughter they had given up so many years before. At first, it seemed like a beautiful reunion, a family finally whole after years apart. Katie moved into the Pladl home, hoping to connect with her parents and form a bond with her younger half-siblings. For Alyssa, having her daughter home was a dream come true. But within months, this reunion would take a shocking turn. The unthinkable happened. While there are so many theories as to why this could have happened, these are all speculations. Was Katie emotionally or psychologically vulnerable? Is she struggling with self-esteem issues? Unresolved childhood trauma, or mental health challenges? Katie's relationship with family members became unhealthy. Steven, then 42, grew close to Katie in ways that went beyond a father-daughter bond. Alyssa noticed subtle changes, quiet conversations, stolen glances, the way they were drawn to each other. Disturbed, Alyssa confronted Steven, but he dismissed her concerns as paranoia. Yet, her fears were soon confirmed when she discovered entries in Steven's journal that hinted at a deep and troubling attachment to Katie. Unable to cope with the revelations, Alyssa decided to seek for professional help as she felt a range of responses: shock, anger, betrayal, and confusion. Alyssa took their younger children and left the family home. Meanwhile, Steven and Katie's relationship escalated. The two began presenting themselves as a couple, even going so far as to marry in a secret ceremony. They posted their new life online, sparking confusion and horror among those who knew them. After the wedding, news reached law enforcement, who arrested Steven and Katie on charges of incest. Their relationship, now a legal matter, shattered any semblance of normalcy. Both were released on bond, pending further investigation. But the story was far from over. Katie and Steven began to feel the consequences of their action. The intense social stigma isolation from family, friends, and broader community became too heavy for them to carry. Katie decided to move to a new home in New York because she could not bear the shame and guilt of living with Steven anymore. Steven decided to do the unthinkable. On April 11, 2018, just a few months after their arrest, Steven and Katie's lives came to a tragic and violent end. Steven, now emotionally volatile and consumed by rage, drove to Katie's new home in New York, where she had retreated to escape the spiraling chaos. There, he carried out an unspeakable act. Steven took not only his own life but also that of Katie and their infant child. Their story, which began with a reunion full of hope, had descended into a tragedy that left families shattered, communities shocked, and lives irrevocably altered. The story of Steven and Katie Pladl is a haunting reminder of the complexities of human relationships and the powerful, often destructive forces of obsession. In seeking to reconnect with her biological family, Katie unwittingly walked into a nightmare. Today, her story serves as both a cautionary tale and a painful reflection on the boundaries that exist for a reason, and the devastating consequences when those lines are crossed.